At the Kitchen Table with Soraida and Friends is proudly sponsored by Classic Homes. We make it better than new with the classic touch.
You got too many cooks living in the kitchen. You don't know what you've been missing.
Welcome to At the Kitchen Table with Soraida and Friends. Today I have some pretty amazing men on the podcast. I'm excited. So let's start with you, Nick. Say who you are, a little bit something about yourself, and how did we meet?
Nick Cousin with Local Plumbing. Been plumbing since I was 1851. Sixth generation plumber. Started out with my grandpa. We met kind of when Local expanded down to Salem through Harold. Mm-hmm. Been amazing. The expansion's been great. Still trying to pick up enough work to justify the move, but we're getting there.
Local Plumbing, everyone that's listening or watching.
That's right.
Here in Kaiser.
In Kaiser.
Yep.
Right off Cherry Avenue.
Yeah. And how far do you go?
We go from, we have a shop in Sherwood, so we'll go anywhere from Vancouver all the way up right now to Corvallis. Just pretty much. But if there's stuff happens in Eugene, we're not afraid to travel up there either.
And HVAC also.
HVAC also.
Awesome. Okay. The legend, Larry Dalke.
Ooh. Okay.
Tell anybody watching or listening something about you.
Who's
Larry Dalke?
Well, you know, I'm a part of a family of construction, I guess, and that's what have been for a long time. Grew up in the business with the brothers, you know, so grandfather started it, and my dad, you know, worked in it, and then me and my brothers, four of us total, and then my son now, and the grandson's hanging out too, so he'd be the fifth generation, so not quite six. But I don't know how far from a grandfather. Maybe it goes back a few more generations. I don't know, but anyway, so
that's awesome. So what year was that?
Too.
What year did that
1919. So
wow,
is when he started here in Salem, building a number of things around.
So over 100 years old.
Yeah, 106 now going on. So
that's amazing.
It is. You know, I'm proud of the family and the legacy of what the family's been able to do in this area. So, and hope to carry it on. You know,
it's amazing. I mean, you can't drive anywhere in town without seeing Dalke construction sign.
Well, we got a lot of trucks out there with our name on it. That's good.
That's good. That is right.
Along with other people too. So it's good advertising exposure.
I was thinking when I was driving here today, I remember, and it's probably been about 10 or 15 years, you were very big in the Boys and Girls Club program when they were kind of really starting about the trades.
Yes. Yeah. We've been very involved in one of the guys in the office, Luis Garcia's on the board. And, they're one of the organizations we see the good and been involved a long time. And we're going to continue to support them too.
So I feel like you were, well, actually, no, you were supporting the trades before the C-Tech with the students.
Yes. You know, I would go to the schools. I talked, at South Salem. I talked at Chemeketa, trying to keep the construction program alive about 35 years ago or 30 years ago. When the schools were kind of, thinking, I'm sorry, everybody needed an education. And I agree with that. But I also spoke out about, hey, we need the trades too. I talked to just a few people. My weight didn't pull much as far as, and that they had made their minds up to, and it's again, I believe in education thoroughly, but we just missed out for 30 years and we're paying the price today. I think, there's just not a lot of young kids that are, in the trades. And I talk to, when I go to the gas station and see a guy pumping gas, I say, what are you going to do for a living? So I still continue to do that. Hopefully give them some guidance of thinking about the trades. And I know that the C-Tech has been, Larry Tokarski did a great thing there. And it was amazing that what's come out of that. And but I think that the educational people, teachers that I talk to and everybody are on board today to say, yes, we need this trades. It's an option. I think the young kids didn't know back when they were going to school that they had this option.
It's such a great option.
Yeah.
Debt-free.
It is.
I don't think they push it, right? I mean, I don't think it's always been go to college, go to college. It's never been getting a trade and you can make a living.
And a really good living.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I would talk about that with some of these kids, and they weren't aware. Most of them aren't aware that.
You think,
oh wow,
a construction worker or a plumber, and no, that's a really good living
the
and,
trades is so
and a
big.
good life. And so, what I love about you is, so the Croc is doing iBuild program, so high schoolers can make up credits in the summer, so math and English credits. And when I reached out to you and said they need speakers at lunch, that you just did that this week.
I just did it Tuesday, and we're doing it again on Friday.
Yeah, so I did it last week and today. So what did you think about that program?
Oh, I think it's great. I mean, you got, it's fun to share the story because, I got expelled from high school when I was a freshman. I was in trouble.
No, I didn't know that.
Well, my mom made me go to work when I got expelled. Luckily, I transferred schools and found, like I told those kids Tuesday was, all it takes is one teacher to make a difference in your life, right? So the one teacher that made a difference and told me, when you start to get older, the first thing people look at is, did you graduate? And what really set in with me is, it is truly the first decision you make is, will you graduate high school? Because you have the decision to drop out and not do it. So that's kind of just always stuck with me. It's the first thing I ask when I interview someone is, what year did you graduate? Right? Because that's the first decision they made. They made it through, even if it was tough. It was tough for me. Made it through, was able to get in the apprenticeship program and make a pretty good living for myself.
Yes. So anybody watching or listening, Croc Center, iBuild program, they've done it. This is the second or third year. And those kiddos are building sheds.
Building sheds, 10 by 10 sheds that they ship to like victims of fires or floods. They ship them out. And I think there was 40 of them being built when we were in there on Tuesday.
And then I look at that skill saw and I see all the young boys and girls in with their tool belts, and it just makes me happy that they're there and it's productive and their future, everyone's future looks different.
It's awesome that they got the girls involved in it too, right? Because girls in trades, I think with the way the trades have gone down, I think the women getting into trades is helping to try and at least build it back up somewhat to what it was. I still think there's a mass shortage in the trades, like you were saying. And it's great for the kids that are turning out because their wages are going up. But a lot of our plumbers seem like they're overworked a little bit because there's not enough people.
Do you have you seen an increase in women?
Oh yeah. No, and I encourage it too. My granddaughter's going to Oregon State. We've been talking to her. She has to listen to me at home all the time, and what I talk about, what I want to see, and give them the opportunity to think about coming into construction. I encourage women in construction, so she's going to go to Oregon State and enter the construction management program. That's her
fantastic. And there is, I'm actually playing in their cornhole tournament, Women in Construction, a group here in town.
Oh, there's a lot of them, and they are valuable too, and to the whole trades. And I encourage like our ladies in the office to, learn as much as they can. And even, if they want to be a project manager down the road, it's just something that they have that opportunity too. So, and we have 4 ladies that are very talented in our office that help us out a lot. And
way to go.
Fun.
I love that. So what do you see right now that is different, that's promising, that you're looking hopeful for in construction? Is that just more people looking at the trades?
Yeah, everybody out there like Nick and everybody else around, encouraging and pushing young kids to think about it. And then, there are a lot of programs. I'm not familiar with all of them myself right now. But we as we were working up the trades, we had kids from Boys and Girls Club coming into the office. In our warehouse, my brothers had set up some framing stuff for them to learn framing and a few things. We did a little bit of that, but it never panned out, probably more our fault that we didn't push, but we didn't get a lot of turnout.
You laid a lot of foundation. I remember sitting through luncheons and you talking about it.
Yeah, well, we tried, but no, we're still going to continue to try and help out, and then continue to encourage. So
Yeah, I mean, I've coached high school football for over 20 years, and in the last 4 years, I've noticed more kids asking questions about how did I get into plumbing, or asking more questions about trades. We actually have a kid that I coach working for local plumbing now, who's a second-year apprentice.
Fantastic.
And 2 other kids I know that are plumbers that I coached for 4 years at Canby. So yeah, I've noticed a lot more kids asking questions instead of shying away from the trades, being more interested. So I think it's coming back slowly. I think the cost of going to college and kids that can't afford it, and the idea that I can still get a real life education and make money is playing a big part in it.
Let's talk about your new office. Those flags outside your office on Cherry. You have to. Maybe you should go down Cherry, Larry. When you leave.
I will.
Tell anybody watching or listening about it.
Well, our owner is ex-Marine, so really big into that culture. If you go to our Sherwood office, he's got his RRUC, his ruck. And everywhere you go in Sherwood or Kaiser, there's flags everywhere. I mean, it's over people's desk. It's big. I mean, that was the first thing he did, was put a giant flagpole with a light right outside, right in front where everybody could see it.
Love
That's
it.
great.
I love America. I love our country.
Well, I do too.
I do too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Greatest country in the world.
That's right.
we're more lucky than we know. You know.
Amen.
And it's funny how, I talk to foreigners, and you're seeing that out there, how much they appreciate our country. And I listen to them talk about, some people from Ukraine and Russia and different things. You see them around. They're working in Mexico, and they really they appreciate sometimes more than us Americans, and so there's just so much opportunity. And that's what I see today, a lot of opportunity for the young kids and young people. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think that, I know you live in Canby, but I think our Willamette Valley just does such a great job of investing in the community.
Big time. Yeah.
You see the local leaders and people just really stepping up. And I guess I'll say there's quite the philanthropist for anybody watching or listening. And he'll say, if you don't like the Willamette Valley, move. Don't be here.
You see a lot more investment in the Salem area market than you do in the Portland market.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think a lot of it, I'm guessing, has to do with some leadership. Working in Portland for so many years, and I was downtown Portland for the last 6 years, and you just kind of watch the decline go on down there, and there doesn't seem like there is a lot of revenue or a lot of push to clean it up. I mean, there's a lot of word salad, right? Saying we're going to clean it up, we're going to clean it up, we're going to make it better, and it just hasn't happened down there for whatever reason. I'm not on the inside, so I don't know, but the opportunity to come down to Salem was like a no-brainer for me. One, because of traffic. I can get to Salem in 25 minutes, same distance go down to Portland, but it'll take me over an hour to get downtown Portland. But really, it's just the opportunity to come down here and see how everything is taken care of better, I believe, than Portland. You drive around downtown Salem and drive around downtown Portland, you can notice instantly.
What do you think?
Well, I think we're headed the right direction. I know there's people that are investing in Salem. I see that there's a change, because we had all the shopping and our shopping downtown, I thought, was amazing, for holidays and everything for so many years. And now that's kind of whittled away. And so the changes, and we're involved in some of it, I think our downtown riverfront's amazing, and people are utilizing and enjoying that. And the people are investing here in Salem from Portland. We were lucky enough to work with Steve Deacon and his firm, and they're looking at more stuff here in Salem, investing, and other people I'm hearing, and so I see a growth of apartments that.
And didn't you do one of those big apartment complexes?
Where the Nordstrom's was.
Yes.
We got involved, tore that one down, and again we're close. I can't say for sure, but we're pretty close to starting another one downtown, but that brings opportunity to the local businesses to be more hopefully profitable and get the business from the people that are moving in downtown. And so that's a good thing too. And then again, I see the Riverfront Park. We've been involved, again, we're fortunate enough to all the different things from the Gilbert House, down to the amphitheater, working on all those things, the carousel. And I saw a long time ago, this is a good thing. And we got it now today. And the amphitheater is the thing that I'd like to see used more. I'm not sure what's going on there.
I actually just had a conversation with some of that a couple of days ago. The Rotary raised all that money for that amphitheater, and it really does feel like it's underutilized.
Well, I feel that way too. I went to Independence to some of these concerts they're having. They're incredible, and that should be happening in Salem. So I don't know if anybody's hearing me out there, but
I'm going to look into it. I did see on Travel Salem though, I think it's the weekend of 22nd of August. They are having a 3-day cover band music concert down there.
Yeah, some kind of brew thing.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be competing with the fair, so we'll see how that goes.
Well,
you're like, Riverfront Fair.
And we're lucky enough to have the fair here too. The state fair is just, since I was a kid, picking berries to earn enough money to go to the fair.
I wonder how much did it cost to get in?
Boy, I know $20 went a long, long ways, but that had to. I'd work in the fields from berries to beans, stringing beans, all that. I was lucky enough to do that, right? And then that money went towards school clothes and the fair, and I don't think I spent over $10, and that was a lot. I remember my cousin was he had a $20 bill, and I thought, holy cow, you're going to spend $20 on the fair, and that was huge, But he had a good time.
Wow!
So that was big time right there. But no, that I think you could get by with $1, back then.
Wow!
We have the Clackamas County Fair in Canby next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's right in town, and it's kids. I know parents give their kids like $150 now. You get $150 for the fair for a week, and that barely gets you
right because there's a little ride pass. And
my daughter she's 14. She's actually showing sheep in 4-H for the first time ever.
Oh, wow!
And so we got to move this in this weekend, but she sells them at the auction, and then she gets to keep the money. But we'll see if it pans out as much money as we spent on feeding it and raising it for the last 6 months. But so she gets in for free, but my son, who's 16, does not. So he's asking for extra money. He works for us down here in Kaiser 2 days a week right now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
That's
till
awesome.
Football starts, 1 or 2 days a week.
That's great.
Doesn't conflict with sports. And he just raised enough money to go see the Lumineers in Bend with his buddies next weekend. So
nice. Do you think as society that we're not having our kids work enough?
Well, yeah. Personally, yeah. I don't know too if we push that hard enough. They back a long time ago when they raised the ages from picking berries to beans to 12. I don't know if you wouldn't remember that, but they had a.
What was it? You had like 6-year-olds out there?
Yeah, well, I started when I was 8.
Okay.
I had to catch the bus. Our dad says, I want you to get on this bus and go to the field. And, so I went and I came home. And
so you and your brothers?
All of us did. And I came home and I said, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. It's hard. Well, you're going tomorrow too, and so that started it, so we were in the field till we were 13 years old, but
And that was the whole summer?
Yeah, and you hated it. And our mom would wake us up. We'd sleep outside, in the yard. It was great, and under the, at night and with our neighbor friends and kids. And just,
Sounds
she'd
like
wake
a great
us up,
childhood.
wake us up at 5:30 in the morning and said, you got to go. And she'd hand us our lunch and we'd go. But, in the end, you don't realize, but they're forcing us to learn about taking care of ourselves, and that's what was important. And we did, and so that's what young kids don't get that opportunity, and they don't know how. So we see that probably like you, Nick, too. That the kids when they go out and work, there's very few that know how to work, and I don't understand that. So hopefully
it's a taught, right? I mean, work ethic is learned through repetition, and if you fail, right, you go out and you have a terrible work ethic and you don't get asked back. Why did I fail? Why did I not get asked back? And then it's a learning experience. You can't just show up somewhere and expect to be paid because you showed up, right?
Yeah. True.
So you got to show up.
That would
and
be nice.
You got to produce. And I think some of the problem with kids working right now is, and I'm just using my son for an example because, he plays sports, right? And he really loved basketball. And I think there's so much emphasis put on, if you want to be good, you got to keep playing. So he had an option. He could have got a job this summer, but he traveled every weekend from, I think basketball got over in March. And in May, he traveled every weekend out of state. And then he practiced 2 days a week. And then in June, every weekend and practice. And in July, I mean, he just now has 4 weeks off where he's not doing anything. So luckily he has me so he can work schedule that allows him to do that. But a lot of his friends that do the same thing, whether it's, football is year round now, basketball is year round, baseball is almost year round, lacrosse, all the sports are almost year round. So a lot of these kids have to pick, do I want to keep playing? Because I'm going to get passed by, right? Because you do have freak athletes, but not very often. But I'm going to get passed by if I don't put in the work. So now I've got to train 1 or 2 days a week. I've got to play in games. So it really takes the get a job aspect
100%
out of it a little bit.
But I think that sports is the job. If you see that dedication.
Yeah. I think you do.
I think it's a balancing act there. Then you can, I don't know, to say as an adult, okay, I think it's when they're a teenager is not doing anything. That's when we're failing them.
Yeah. That's you brought up a good point. The focus is on sports, and I had never really thought about this, but again, going back to our childhood, our focus wasn't on sports. It was on you need to make some money to buy your school clothes. So we don't have that balance. And I know jobs are probably harder to get. We don't do the farm fields anymore, but somewhere there should be a balance, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those. There's no playbook for that.
No, it's the opportunity.
We just do the best we can.
Yeah. I mean, when I grew up, you played the sport during the season, right? And you had most of your summers were off. There was no club basketball or club football or club baseball or lacrosse. You didn't have all the options that. A lot of it is a money grab, I think, with sports, right? You get all these leagues created, and parents are paying. I tell you, paying a fortune to travel to all these places and even to play. So it was a great experience for my son. Just like 4-H is, my daughter has to get up every morning and feed the sheep and feed them at night.
I think that's great. I think 4-H is fantastic.
It's very good.
I'm just such a huge fan.
It's like a job, right? I mean,
it's a job, and you're learning about life.
Yeah, you are. My grandkids were in 4-H, and
what'd they raise?
Pigs, cows, turkeys, and let's see, anything else? Lots of stuff. But no, and it's amazing how well they did actually. But it made them responsible. I saw that, and they would go to the fairs, and the discipline of the, showing the animals was another lesson for them. And I think it was really healthy. And so it did. They put a lot of money in their bank accounts, and it puts pressure on, grandparents and, to support them and pay, these big dollars for pig meat and cow
all
meat,
the bacon.
All the bacon, right. And most of the time we would, donate it off to somebody else, but I didn't collect it, but you could and bring it home. But it's a good, I think 4-H is great.
I do too.
So
I think that I love talking to those kiddos at the fair, just the education they're giving you, and they're so respectful and they're so loving to the animals. And
this is our first year, so we'll find out.
It's a good thing. You're going to find out it's a good thing, I think. Yeah, you'll be happy.
And they show them.
They show them. That's the hardest part. Sheep are a little bit crazy. I didn't know that. I never had them, right? We got 2, and one is fat and one's not, because we have to tie one up when they eat, because she'll eat all the food and then go over.
Don't they chew on things?
Not as much as I thought.
They're just a little crazy.
They're just like trying to teach them to walk with the halter, and I guess they're like pack animals. So you separate them, and it's like constantly the bang and the noise, because they don't like being separated from each other. And then you got to show them one at a time, so you can't walk them both out there. So watching my daughter out there sometimes struggle with, getting it to turn.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a commitment.
I need to watch one of those. I bet that, do they show the pigs too and walk them around?
Yeah. And the turkey's the fun one, because they got to have a stick, and that turkey doesn't want to listen. But but that was fun to watch my grandson with the
turkey.
The turkey, yeah. But it's amazing what they do, and they and the kids they dress up for this too. They dress properly, and it's just
and
a good
they have the uniform.
experience.
I went to their auction last year that they had. I'll keep you informed on that, Nick. So the Salem Kaiser one. And they are so well dressed in their jackets. And I'm like, these kids are fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that's when you get to high school, you get the jackets. You
Is
get
that it?
The FFA jackets.
Right? They're pretty nice.
Yeah. I got friends that they've showed steer. They've actually won the last couple of years at Clackamas County Fair, like for showmanship. And that's how they got my daughter interested in it. So
nice. What high school did you go to, Larry?
McNary. We were born and raised in West Salem. But we got shipped over to McNary, on the bus and stuff, and that made it a challenge for our parents too.
Was it the McNary that it is now, or when it was Whitaker?
No, McNary.
McNary.
Yeah.
Right.
So and then they gave us options too to go to North, and then they went back to South, and they would back and forth for a long time. So I always said when we got West Salem High School, we deserved West Salem High School,
because of all you West Salem kids were getting shipped.
Yeah, for a long time. But I really loved McNary, and I still today. We have the best reunions. And
there was just a big reunion, wasn't there?
Well, we're going to have one next year. There was a McNary. Yeah, McNary's pretty amazing.
What year did you graduate?
71.
71.
Yeah.
Well, I think Steve Johnson might be a little bit older than you, but he graduated.
Yeah,
from
yes,
McNary
I remember
also.
that. Yeah, he's a basketball star.
Yeah, so he's the president of VIPS, my company.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. From a long, back then. Huh?
Yeah, he was
I did not know that. Yeah.
we played McNary this year for the first time in a long time.
Oh,
is that right?
They're in
Canada,
special
McNary.
district. And football's weird in high school because they change leagues every year. We've been in a new league last 5 years. This year we got McNary and McKay in our league.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, Steve Johnson, he won the first basketball.
Yeah,
I think the state basketball
You're right. Yeah. I think he was 3 or 4 years.
I think he was the first graduating class from McGarry, like 68.
I think you're right. Yeah. So
he had a big family. He was the oldest out of a lot. He had little sisters. You maybe went to school with his sisters, huh?
I don't remember. Sorry.
Well, you got a big reunion next year, right?
Yeah, there was 600. I think over 600 graduates, but at my year. But it's amazing how many people come back to the reunion, and that's fun. And a guy by the name of Danny Biscart he's just puts it on, does an amazing job. So we get a great
turnout.
turnout. Yeah, we do. Dave Waller, he's part of our class. So
he is?
Yeah, I saw a picture of you and Dave, and and anyways, he's a good guy. Been active in Salem.
He's super active in the Kaiser Chamber.
Yep.
Yeah, and he started Wallery's Pizza.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that he's a funny one.
Yeah, I like Dave.
Yeah, I like it. McNary has some good characters that have graduated from there.
They do. Yeah, for sure.
So you're playing McNary this year. So he's a football coach.
Yes.
Are you still?
Still, yeah.
Good for you.
Still.
Yeah.
At least for 2 more years. Probably longer if my wife lets me. But
Is it at McNary?
we're at McNary this year, yeah.
Oh, I got to get that one on the calendar.
It'll be fun. McKay will be the fun one because our defensive coordinator for the last forever just took a job at McKay.
Oh.
So lives in Salem. So great guy, great coach. So it'll be fun going against him.
Yeah, that's good. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing's better than some fun competition. A little bit of fun trash talking. You're a Beaver, right?
Well, yes, most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah. But, Ducks are pretty good at football. So
Right?
yeah.
I root them both on.
Yeah.
I can't root for the Ducks.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Most of the people in our office are Beavers. We got a couple Ducks, but
You got the granddaughter going to OSU.
yeah. Son went down there, and a lot of people, like I said, in the office are Oregon State. So yeah.
When you were talking about how Salem Kaiser is different than Portland, I think, and would you agree, Larry, that there's a lot of relationship building that has to be done in our community? Not that has to be done, but we are very heavy on relationships when it comes to business.
Yeah, you Nick mentioned that support of businesses in Salem are huge. I look around when I go to the convention center and all these different events that we have, and it's amazing how supportive all the local businesses are. And I see that, and I feel that somehow we need to continue to support local businesses. And I've struggled with, and I'm bringing up some stuff. I don't know.
It's okay. Come on, make it spicy. Make it spicy. Do it.
Going back to the schools again, we've had our challenges there, and I've spoke out to several of the superintendents in the past about really, and I know they struggle too. They'd like to see local people, but a lot of the projects are gone to Portland people, and we going back to football. We had an opportunity. Danielle Bethel asked me to get involved in McKay football field here back a few years ago. And that's one of the projects that I'm proud of that we got to.
Awesome. They were the last ones to get turf.
It is a beautiful field.
Well, we were the ones that put it together with the community. The community had the money and again, local people, it was generosity. And I went out and there's an ask for, as we were building the field, excavating, doing all the drainage and the rocks and rocking and everything. I talked to community here and about donating, and I think we raised almost $60,000 additional dollars from the businesses that wanted to give, and it's incredible, And I did talk to the school district about asking Portland contractors that have been working down here for a long time to reach out and say, hey, can you guys give a little money? I don't know if they pursued that or not, but I know that we did not get any money, any donations from Portland people. And I just, I know I'm speaking out a little bit about a strong feeling that I've been talking about for years, but because you bring in local, contractors, they bring in local businesses, and we end up doing, giving back to all these people. But so it's just been that one's been a struggle for me. I've seen for years.
That one's hard for me also to see maybe big projects blocked off. And I think, who are they and why are they here? And I know even on city council, the first time we were approving a truck for parks or whatnot, maybe it wasn't parks, but it was a truck, and it was an expensive truck, like 50 or 60. And I asked, where are we buying this from? And they said, Portland. And I said, well, why?
Yeah.
We have so that I can totally feel that. And, and then you get that answer, well, the person has to be in this, or you have to no, like give the money, keep the money in our belly.
Yeah. And I feel there's enough local contractors that, and I'm not speaking about just ourselves, it's everybody here
Right.
that could, use that working here instead of then going out of town or something.
Really, you have local employees, you're keeping people. We keep hearing about transportation package. We keep people from commuting.
That's right.
They're right here.
Yeah.
Anyone listening at the Capitol, just help solve a little problem.
I think that's why when we talked about expansion, because we always stopped at Woodburn because it was so far. One of the goals was to move down here, not just be a Sherwood contractor that goes Portland to Salem, but actually try and get involved. And Harold actually put together the marketing budget, joined, I don't know how many different chambers he joined or different events, but trying to not just be an out-of-town contractor, but really try and get involved and see what it takes.
And you have done a great job. So Harold McMahon is locals. What's the official title?
Marketing director?
Marketing director. I didn't know it was business development or marketing director.
Well, it depends on who you ask. I like to call him our marketing director.
I will tell you, Larry, when I met him, the first thing I was getting ready to do the Believe in Your Community with Chad Jones, that golf tournament. And I said, they still need a shoe bag sponsor. And he called and he made it happen. So that just shows that investment right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're continuing. I mean, our budget next year, trying to put it together is reaching out to different people, what would fit our actual needs, what could we invest in that pays dividends, but also helps the community. And so we got a pretty decent budget for next year for the local South Salem division to get involved.
Great. You definitely have a marketing budget.
Well, we do. And we have to limit it too sometimes. Excuse me. That's hard to do,
Yeah.
But we look at each year and we have certain things we've done for years, and we're going to continue to do that. And, we're not the biggest, donor, but we try to be constant and help when we can. And it's important, we're giving back.
You 100% give back.
And I love, I do love that. There's my brothers, our family has always encouraged that. Our dad did. What do you remember about that growing up? Do you remember seeing your logo or? Oh, it's changed a few times, the logo. And that's funny because, one of the things we did to our dad when he didn't like it is, he had this big D, Dalke, and
that was bigger than all the other letters.
Well, we put a little D on the front of Dalke, and oh boy, did he lose it. And if you look at
did you guys think you were being funny?
No, my brother was a college graduate, Tom, my brother Tom, he got the degree in engineering. I did not finish school, but I school hard knocks for me and my other brother, but we were also the ones that were out in the field working really hard while Tom was sitting in the office, going home, watching Perry Mason for an hour and a half and taking a nap while we were out in the weather working. And he never told us that for years, but he had 2-hour lunches from the beginning, I think. But that was his thing in the office. But no, he changed. He came up with this idea logo, little D. And so we have a little D in front of our name. And actually, a lot of people, it turned out to be something. I thought it was pretty neat.
But your dad had a cow, huh?
Oh, yeah. And then after a while, he accepted it. After we told him, hey, Dad, you can go down to the gas station and fill your car up for the rest of your life, and we'll pay for your gas.
And he's like, okay.
So things like that happened, and because we got stayed busy, and we're able to support him too a little bit. We owed it to him. Because he was good to us.
He sounds amazing.
Oh, he had more stories than you can imagine, and they were pretty good stories. Most of them involved a little scotch. I think I shouldn't say that. But he liked his scotch. But anyways, it was fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
And all of you in the Dalke family that I met, you have great personalities. You're all outgoing. Your son is great.
Well, yes, I think
you have a fun family.
Well, we do. We like everybody else, we have our problems too. I don't mean to bring that up or say that, but I love my family and the kids and the grandkids, and we're proud of all of them. A lot of them, we have some that have had issues, and stuff too,
That's
like
life.
everybody else.
That's
and
life.
we just deal with that too.
Yeah,
so.
you deal with that and you keep lifting each other up, right? You have teenagers right now. What's that like?
I have a 27-year-old, 16-year-old son, and a 14-year-old. I have 2 daughters. Going through it once before with my oldest daughter, learning how to drive. Now my son.
You chuckle, Larry.
Yeah, it was.
Now my son. The one I'm most worried about is my youngest. Right? I think my wife jokes a lot that my youngest daughter is my twin, so she's like raising me and my daughter. So they butt heads quite a bit, but she's great, but she is exactly like me. So I really worry about her driving. And her getting her
I think you're like everybody else.
Right?
Well, yeah.
My son's
We all worry.
Yeah, my son's pretty mellow. If his mom gets mad at him, he just goes up and gives her a hug, tells her, "Mom, I love you," and then it's over.
Mm-hmm.
If my wife gets mad at my daughter, she just barks right back, and then it's like, "Oh my God, now here it goes."
Do you remember those days?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you look at each child and you think, okay, this one might be all right, but I don't think this one's going to be. Yeah, but to my surprise, it works out. The one that I didn't think was going to do well, so far it's so good, So
You're like,
yeah.
I'm rolling the dice on this one.
Yeah, I'm talking about grandkids, so not daughters. My
I
kids.
have one granddaughter, but she's only 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But my daughter will never be taken advantage of. I'll tell you that. My youngest, she will be a boss someday.
That's fantastic. How many
Yeah.
grandkids do you have, Larry?
Well, I have 10, so then one great grandchild. So, and I still raise, for the last 8 or 9 years had 2 grandchildren living with me. And
How fun is that?
You know what? It's a blessing, of course,
Uh-huh.
I think. And then I got, one of them had a child, a great grandchild, and he's 2 now, a little over 2. And that's what I said. I get up in the morning, I sit down with him, and we turn on Word Party and eat
Word
Cheerios.
Party.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Word party
Word
that has
party.
little ones.
Yeah. So, no, but it's fun. I love it, so.
They're great. Are all your grandkids local?
Yeah. So my son had, second marriage, but, both, which brought in 4 more, grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just been a good thing. And
how great to have them all.
Yeah. And
Here.
even as we're close with the X family too still. And they're all good people. And so we do the best we can, get along.
That's right. Okay, fair. Let's talk about the fair. Favorite fair food?
Oh, yeah.
At Clackamas County, they have a place called Beaver Burrito.
Ooh.
And
Beaver burrito.
I don't know. I bet you it's probably been 20 years in a row that we've gone there and got the same thing. And
Wow.
I don't even know if it's really that great anymore. It's just like
A tradition.
yeah, just like we go and it's there. Let's get it. So
I like a good corn dog.
Ooh, yeah.
What about you, Larry?
Well, snow cones. Oh boy,
yeah. What
On
flavor?
a hot day, grape. I like grape, root beer. Yeah. So those, on a hot day when that sun's hitting that pavement, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of
There's something good about it. Yeah,
good old
I agree.
snow cone.
Good snow cone. What's a childhood food that you still eat today?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, anything with sauce. I've been told to cut out
What
the
kind of sauce? Like ketchup, mustard? What sauce?
No, just good old casseroles, those kind of things, My wife was I was lucky. When we got married, she became an amazing cook. I don't know how, but Eggs Benedict, and it's just the best sauce and hollandaise sauce and all that, the casseroles and different things. That's why.
People don't make as many casseroles now. Huh?
Well, it's not healthy.
I was like, what happened to the casserole?
and it takes a lot. I think it takes a lot of time to make one.
That's what we need is a casserole and soup kitchen in Salem.
Right?
So if anybody
Listening, you want ideas?
Yeah.
Special of the day.
Oh, a good soup kitchen. We had the soup kitchen or something out on Lancaster. I don't know if that's still in business.
I don't know if that. And then they opened one at the Reed Opera House, and they would just do soup, but they closed. But I love good soup too.
Oh yeah. So,
My wife works way too much to be a cook. She works more than me, so.
So what is a childhood food that you still eat?
I'm trying to think.
Good old PB&J.
Not so much anymore, but
I like those too.
I
Me
do too,
too.
but not so much anymore. I think hot dogs are big at our house. Just because it was always convenient when I was little, and my kids love them.
They're easy.
They're easy. They're fast. But
they're healthy.
They're
Larry, they're not healthy. Casseroles are not healthy. It's all butter and mayo and.
Yeah, I think that would be hot dogs and hamburgers. Just basic. I think would.
We go hunting, and it's funny because every year we go hunting, that we pick up a loaf of white, or not just a loaf, but white bread, bologna, and American cheese, and a lot of mayonnaise.
I love a bologna and cheese sandwich.
And that's my brother's. I watch him. He loads up both sides of the bread with mayonnaise, about a half-inch thick, and then. And so,
that's a good childhood one, American cheese.
Well,
which my daughter says is not real cheese.
No, it's not real. My brother used to too. Growing up, we'd come home, from berry picking and bean picking. He'd get about five white pieces of bread, pull off all the outer, roll it up in a big old ball, and sit there and eat that big ball of white bread. And so that's a pretty good memory.
Yes. And I think that we started to veer towards wheat bread as society. But you're right. Good Wonder white bread, some Franz bread.
My grandpa used to make his fried bologna.
I remember that.
Yeah.
He was from Oklahoma, and he couldn't cook he could cook shit. Really, honestly. My grandma cooked everything, but when we'd go over there, and we spent a lot of time there, he was actually our football coach in high school. But he would, he thought it was the greatest thing ever when he would make fried bologna, like he had done something special. And even if he didn't like it, you would eat it because that might have been the only thing he could cook. My grandma hurt her arm one time. She got in a wreck, hurt her arm, couldn't cook. And I think my mom and my aunt and my uncle, they had to take turns making meals because they would have lived on fried bologna for 3 months while she was out.
Oh my gosh. It's fantastic. What is something, we did talk a lot about the high school. What are some tips that you would give a high school student? Or just even about getting your first job or staying employed? Like how to get ahead at your job or how to get noticed?
Well, like I told the kids at the Croc Center, I think the most important thing is just be willing to learn, right? Take constructive criticism. I think a lot of times with kids, if you have to talk to them different than you did 20 years ago, right? I mean, when I started, I got called every name and yelled at. And it was, I
don't think Larry called anyone any names.
But you just took it, right? And you moved on. And I think if you can take constructive criticism and just don't be outworked, right? If you get told to dig a trench, right, just put your head down and dig it. And then when you're done, ask them what's next. Just be attentive, listen, and just work hard.
What would you say?
Well, I agree.
How do you get noticed at Dalke Construction?
Well, first of all, not looking at the clock all the time and your phone.
Okay.
Yeah. But
those are two good ones.
You just, we had mentors back in the day, and okay, this is what I learned and did was don't worry about time, just show up early, and just know that your day's given to that person you're working for, and don't watch the clock, and keep your head down and listen. And then when you're done with the task, move on, go up and find out, okay, what can I do next? But the other thing is the young kids need to do is really listen closely. They don't listen and to that mentor and just learn from that. That's what you're doing. You're getting educated by that person. And if you listen well and you take that in and become the best, that's what I tell the young kids. You can become better. You want to be the best. And if you can become better than anybody else, you're going to put yourself in a position eventually to where you're in demand and you're getting the, more money and stuff like that. One of the things that I did, and I just told this story the other day, is when I was younger, I went to California. I left town. I drove over the West Salem Bridge, and I was like crying because I was leaving, going down to California to live, and my wife was from there. And I went down there to date her, but I was I had to get a job. I had like $300 heading down there. And that went fast. I had 2 weeks to stay with some friends, and anyway, so I had to get a job, and so I would go out and just sit, tell people what I know. At 19 or 8, I think it was 18, I told people what I knew, and okay, so yeah, we'll put you to work. But then they didn't pay me much, and I didn't care. I said, okay, I just want the job. I got to pay my bills. So I took the job and I worked about a week, but I was a guy I remember I'd show up early. I'd roll out all the courts, put all the skill saws out because I learned, that's what I learned. I was there and ready to go. And I had rain gear too in Southern California when it rained. These guys sat in their cars. I had rain gear on. And
love that.
But I'd work about a week. And then when I get my first paycheck, then I would say, I worked for you for a week and I'd appreciate a little bit more money, more fair. And so, and I got it, I always got it. So I got $2 hour increases real quick. So that was fun, but again, you just gotta hang in there and just, learn from the people. I get off basis a little bit, but yeah, you gotta learn from the people around you. And that's so important.
And I think that you just said it, and don't get outworked. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen well.
That's my favorite quote I tell all of my players at least once a year.
You do?
Well, Lou Holtz, famous coach of Notre Dame. Why do you have 2 ears and 1 mouth? So you can listen twice as much as you talk, right? I say that at least once a year to players. Actually, my girls' lacrosse team now says it to me at the very first practice every year. We already know what you're going to say, and then they all recite it.
It is one of my favorite quotes too. And listen well. That is a great one.
Show up early.
Listening is great and stuff, but that was my weak point for a lot of years. I was told by my dad for a long time, would you just listen? And I never, I don't know why, but I had this anxiousness of wanting to just do. And
and not take the time to absorb.
Listening's a big deal. Yeah.
My grandpa, one was a teacher, football coach, one was a plumber. And when I worked for him, when I started, he came from New York City, where he was in like the union in New York City, started there. And I remember being 18, and if you spent too much time on a ladder in one place, you had to hold on because he'd kick it out from underneath. Time to move. And
I like it.
He was in his 80s. He was in his 80s when I started working with him. But yeah, he would kick a ladder. He'd kick your ladder because you spent too much time in one place and you were costing him money. And if you ate lunch with him, it was because he brought you a sandwich and handed it to you while you were working. And if you made a mistake laying out walls or something for plumbing, if I made a mistake, and I was 18, right? I'm just learning how to do this stuff. If I missed a wall, it was my job to come back after hours and do it for free to fix it and put it in the right spot. And so you learned real quick to pay attention to detail. And boy, if you talk back to him, you could expect a shovel across the back or something. He was not against capital punishment on the job, especially being his grandson.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah.
Is that so? How do you think you learned? Was your dad kind of that school of hard knocks?
My mom would chase us with a stick. The dad was with the belt. So I learned to put books in my shorts at a young age. So when I got whipped, it didn't hurt so much. No, we had a den next door to our bedroom, and there was 4 boys in one bedroom. So, and you hear this tapping on the wall when they were trying to watch TV, and we were supposed to be sleeping. You jokers better stop. And before I come in and beat you with the belt. I know that sounds terrible, but it was hard, but not that hard.
But it was normal.
But it was
normal.
Yeah.
And I think you see all the memes now. I think the spanking generation's doing better than the timeout generation, right? We got
We're
spankings.
probably going to get in trouble with this.
We're probably going to get
subject.
not on this topic. We are not encouraging corporal punishment.
No. This is back. You're talking a long time ago. And it was my
We
grandpa.
learn.
Yeah. Reasoning with a 2-year-old works really well.
Right.
Oh.
Sit down and try to reason with him. Now, if you don't stop, I'm gonna,
Right. You have 2 choices. Here are your choices.
I don't think my kids have ever got a spanking. They're good kids, right? They're not bad kids, but I remember you told them when they were younger, man, if I'd have done that when I was your age, do you know the whipping I would have got?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we learned from generations. I wouldn't take it back. Get it?
Oh, no, not at all.
No, and you're both amazing people, so they didn't whip you too bad, right?
No, and it was teachers used to do it, right?
Yeah. The stick.
Yeah. So,
You got spanked in school?
Huh?
You got
No.
people got-
I never remember that.
Okay.
my dad did. He went to a Catholic school.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And they had paddles. My grandpa was a teacher in the 60s and 70s, and they had paddles at school, right? That you'd go into the principal's office, and he used to tell me stories all the time because he was vice principal where I went to high school after I got expelled, and I went there because he was in charge of discipline. But I'd go into his office scared to death, and he never, like when I was in high school, it wasn't okay, right? Mm-hmm. But boy, he would tell me stories. If you were back in Gladstone when he coached in the 70s, you would have got your ass beat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it scared me enough that I made it through.
Well, you're both doing amazing things. What is something in Salem that you've discovered lately? Salem Kaiser could be food, restaurant. Have you tried anything new lately, Larry?
Well, I got to think about that one.
Okay, you think, is there something here that you've tried that you're like, oh my gosh, that's so good?
Geppetto's.
Geppetto's?
Yeah, we've been there a couple times. It's like,
what'd you have? Their meatballs are bomb.
that's what I've had both times.
Yeah.
I actually took my son there a couple weeks ago for
Oh, you
lunch.
did?
Yeah, so he
Oh,
could
that's
try.
awesome.
He had the pizza. Said the pizza was
Good.
amazing.
Yeah. Geppetto's does a good job.
Yeah, great. Great little atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Great food.
It's been there for a long time.
Yeah,
I think since the 70s.
Yeah.
They don't even have any windows in there.
No.
It's pretty dark.
It's dark.
Yeah.
I can imagine if there was light in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you tried anything new?
Well, I really, I like Cheers,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we lost Rudy's. I enjoyed Rudy's. Cheers is relocating, I heard.
Oh, yes. Cheers
know.
is great. They're relocating to the
Yeah.
old Gambardi site on
Yeah,
Pringle
they
Park.
are. Uh-huh. And I think Yuri Chira in Vladimir, I work with Vladimir in construction. I developed some properties and sell. He's been a contractor. And I kind of learned about their restaurant, and I've always enjoyed going in there too. And so they're moving, but they have some real good food. And then there's a lot of restaurants. 22, I go to West Salem, Annette's and
Yes.
all that. So they've always been good, and they're good people, good to me.
They're
and,
great.
Yeah.
And
I enjoy
it just feels good to support local too.
Yeah. So
Well, we support local plumbing, but just local businesses.
yes.
But Cheers is great. Cheers has a great happy hour. Anybody watching or listening? And they have a great clam chowder.
You've eaten there too
Yeah.
a few times. Yeah.
Yes, Mary Eastridge that owns
Yeah.
Wallereeds is the one that introduced me to
Oh, is that
them.
right? Yeah. A lot of people I don't think knew. They were in the Reed Opera House.
Yes.
And it was a really, really good place to go. And it wasn't as busy, so.
I think they'll do really well in that plaza, especially with being kitty corner from the convention center and the hotel and get them on a list.
Yeah, no, but supporting you right about going downtown. I'm like, I don't have a wife cooking for me anymore because my wife passed away about 8 years ago, which is things happen like that. And anyway, so it's, I eat out a lot. So yeah, I'm going around trying different things, and there's a lot of good restaurants, so always looking for something different.
Yes.
Food court in West Salem's good out there off Wallace Road.
Oh yeah, there are quite a few food trucks out there.
Last time I was out there, it was packed. So
that's great.
The food trucks or food carts are becoming like the new big thing. I mean,
they have quite the big pod out in West Salem.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They're popping up everywhere in Portland.
They're popping up everywhere. Yeah.
And they just opened, probably in the last 6 months, Rogue, right? Out in West Salem. Dead Guy. It's like it's like by Walgreens in West Salem. What's that new restaurant out there?
Oh, okay.
It was the Tap House, I think.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. On Edgewater.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's
those people
Rogue or Dead Guy.
Yeah, there's 2 of them that opened up, and I feel bad because I don't know how they're doing, but these guys invest their time, money, and I went in a few times and have been there, but I haven't seen it take off. But then there's another one in the old library too. What's that one called? I don't know, but
I'm not sure.
I think that's pretty good. I think
Courage in restaurants do not have a good profit margin.
It's a tough business.
That's a tough one. It's like 3 to 5%. That one's a tough one.
Yeah.
So
but
support our local businesses.
Yeah, and we have a lot of good ones. So so I roam around trying different ones.
Good.
So
it's not
we're
bad
just
at all.
discovering different places down here.
Nice. Yes. Well, you can always call me if you're looking for a place to eat.
I think
I'll have a recommendation.
That's our go-to is just tell Harold, can you call Soraida and ask her?
Happy to help. I do want to give a special shout out to you, Local Plumbing, because welcome to the Salem Kaiser area. And thank you for joining the Salem Chamber and the Monmouth Independence Chamber and the Kaiser Chamber. So you're going all in. And for anybody watching and listening, that's not just plumbing, it's HVAC. And this is the time of year where air conditioners go out or go get them checked. I know that even for the hotel, you'll be doing like backflow testing. So
yep, we do plumbing, drain cleaning, HVAC, annual maintenance, new construction. We have a whole new construction team, TI team, and then service team.
So let's encourage our businesses to come into town and use them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Dalke, you're just doing all the things.
Well, we like being out there, and it's been fun.
And you've done beautiful. just that whole renovation over at the fairgrounds. Oh, because the fair is coming up, will you talk about that for a second on what you did out there?
Yeah. Well, we historically brought 2 buildings back to new, and they're really, they had a big opening for them recently.
The ribbon cutting, yes.
Ribbon cutting, and it was really nice, and they turned out nice. I know they're looking for more money to continue to keep the buildings historically the way they need to be, and hopefully they'll get the funding for that and stuff. And but the work that we did out there, Luis handled that, and they were real happy, and we had to find specialty people that to do certain things, and brick mostly that, but it went well, and we were real pleased to work with them, and I think it was a real success, and that's what I heard, and we were happy to be part of that. I love the fact is our fairs continually go, repairing, fixing, and trying to keep it going.
And just investing. It's a piece of history. It's a piece of our memories.
Yeah, it is.
Right? In different times, whether it being a child with $10 in your pocket or just getting robbed blind. But it really does create those core memories. Sometimes we go through, but I think that we all have those memories at the fair.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more expensive now.
Well, a lot more. But it is what it is. So
that's great.
That's
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I loved talking to you too. I'm going to end the podcast with a question. What keeps you up at night or consistently up at night? Is there something? And I had somebody tell me I go straight to bed. I'm exhausted. Are there any thoughts or?
It depends on the time of year. Right now going into football season, it's a lot of, I coach the defensive back secondary guys, and it's a lot of, oh shit, do I have enough guys that can cover this year? Going over different players.
They look small.
Are they fast enough? And then when it's not football season, it's a lot, it's work. Like, because I put a lot of pressure on myself to keep everybody busy, right? The techs rely on me to make sure that they can have a living, right? So they can go on vacation, they can live the life they want. So sometimes I'll wake up and think, do we have enough work for the next 2 weeks for these guys to live, right? I don't want them just to live. I want them to be happy. I want them to go on vacations. I want them to do the things they want to do. I don't want them to have to work just to make enough to live. So I put the pressure on myself to make sure that they're comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm sure you are a great general manager, and that's why you opened a second shop. What about you?
Yeah. Well, I like what you said, but I try not to do that anymore.
Yes.
I'll let Scotty,
Right.
my son Scotty, do that. But no, that's important. Very important that you take care of your employees. That's a huge thing. But no, that for years, kept me up. Thinking about where's the next job, how are we going to, keep them going and stuff. It's not all about us. It is about them too, and that's our job to take care of our employees. But no, other than that, there's a lot of things that I think about. Mostly beds. My bed I've gone through a lot of beds because as you get older, you just you don't sleep as good. And so I'm in search of a good bed. I just
Need a different mattress.
2 mattresses this year so far.
You have?
My best friend, one of my best friends, is a mattress salesman, so I get all the latest updates. Which
I need a friend like that.
Yes, you can connect on that after this.
He's great, but he's Blissful Mattresses. But he's up in the Dalles. He lives in Canby, but his shop's
Blissful Mattresses.
Yeah,
amazing guy. He could help you out.
Yeah. I don't know if I might be beyond helping that area.
You just like to buy mattresses.
I think it's just that, you get more aches and pains and it makes it tougher. But
well, his wife her girlfriend is very picky. So they go through a lot of mattresses trying to find the perfect one. So he's got to
figure it out.
He's got it figured out. Yeah.
Oh, no. So.
Well, you're at a special time in your life right now where you're spending time with your grandkids and your great grandson.
Yeah. No, I got two, and I got two 2-year-olds. So another one, little Dawson, grandson, Uncle Dawson, to the other one. They're about 2 months apart, but
wow.
So anyways,
so they're going to grow up like cousins, kind of.
They will, kind of. So but no, it's fun, So
grandkids are the best because you can give them back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You can spoil them.
I don't know. In my case, like I said, they live with me. So I'm not giving not all of them. Not all of them live with me, thank goodness. But but I still enjoy my time with all of them. So
that's great. Yeah. Well, thank you both for being here. You're a joy to talk to. I have this timer here, so it will remind me to stop talking. Okay. Thank you again for all that you do in the community.
Yeah.
And welcome to Salem Kaiser. And
thank you.
Yes, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Sure.
Welcome. All right, over and out.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Big shout out and a big thank you to Valor Mentoring that recorded the video and audio for this podcast, Changing Lives That Change Lives. And thank you to Remodeling by Classic Homes for sponsoring this podcast. Thank you so much for joining us at the kitchen table with Soraida and friends. Please follow us on social media. You can find this podcast on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you listen to your podcasts.